be talking about prayer, the power of prayer, and how by using prayer properly, you can actually, well, you're actually invoking the laws that govern this universe. The law of attraction is all about prayer, but we've got to get clear about what prayer is. Now, I don't know about you, but I always associated prayer with begging for something. When we're praying in the proper way, we're praying with our hearts as if what we desire has already happened. So we align ourselves with the vibration of our desire. We are suffering with poverty. We pray for wealth, right? But think about being, stuck in poverty and praying for wealth. And think about feeling in poverty. What does that feel like? That is a tremendous lack vibration, right? And so when the offering that I'm giving is one of lack, I am not wealthy, I am not abundant, I am not healthy, something outside of me make me happy. I teach primarily about codependency, narcissistic abuse, how to recover, and the law of attraction. Because I've learned to understand how that which I feel on the inside is an offering. Fault. If I suffer from codependency and I'm a victim of childhood trauma, it is not your fault if you're a victim of narcissistic abuse and you struggle with loving yourself and brain fog and confusion and dissociation and anxiety. That is not your fault. But what I'm asking you to do is think outside the box. I want you to think about your state of being an offering. This world is all about supply and demand. What we supply in terms of our thoughts and our beliefs and our intentions and our deeds and our actions, we are making a supply. We're making an offering. This is a supply and demand universe. What I supply, I essentially demand. And so that is why it's so important that we be willing to investigate and clearly and with an objective eye, pay attention to what we are offering in our state of being, through our visions throughout the day, and also through prayer. What we have to learn to do is to not offer our prayers with our thoughts, and to not offer our prayers with our mind, and to imagine as if we are praying and we are lining up with the energy and the reality of our end desire, or how we want to end up. So if I am unwell, what I want to do is, in my heart space, I want to imagine that I am well. And what does that feel like? And I want to suspend my thought, because the universe doesn't speak the language of words. The universe speaks the language of emotion. What are you offering in terms of your emotion? If you have a friend that's unwell, don't see them through your physical eyes or through your mind. See them with your heart. Imagine them well. Imagine that they're well. Send them the experience or the emotions from your heart space that reflect you are well. I only see you well. I only see you well. The rational mind will have a problem when something outside of me in the physical world is not lining up with what I believe internally. Learning to pray with your heart rather than words makes all the difference. What I've been learning to do is imagine my desired reality. And then I see a picture of it in my mind. And then I try to suspend thoughts. And then in my heart space, I imagine what it feels like that I'm already there without words. And it takes practice, because your logical mind will say, but you're not there. You want X amount of dollars in your bank account, but you only have $10 after you paid all your monthly bills. That's what the rational mind will do. But we have an ability to suspend the mind and to use the creative mind to imagine our end reality. What does our end reality look like? And then suspend thought and imagine what our end reality feels like. And we spend about 15 minutes there a day, finding a way to make peace between our mind, our emotions, and that which lives in our body. So we want peace in our body. We don't want cognitive dissonance. That's why when you're thinking about the desired reality that you wish, you must suspend the mind. So you have to have a thought and you have to marry it with a feeling. And when your thought and your feeling, right? So when your vision, no words, when your vision and your feelings, which match the vision in your mind, no thought, okay? No thought. When you make peace with that, when they become one, and you suspend rational thought and you suspend logic and reason, you are now communicating with the field of energy around you. Ask and you shall receive. But the thing is, the asking is not what we've been thinking it is. We think that when we're in prayer and we're, all upset and, we're down, we're really, really down and we're depressed and we're at our worst and we're imagining the worst and we're saying, please, we don't want that to happen. Please, we don't want that to happen. That we don't want that to happen is what we're impressing upon the universal mind. When we're using prayer properly, what we're asking is we're asking with our hearts, but we're doing it through the vibration of that matches our end reality. When you're walking by faith and not by sight, manifestations are on their way to you. I think far too often, many of us have been praying with our words, and we've been praying from a place of negative or a place of lack. And I just want you to be willing to experiment praying from a place of abundance, from a place of gratitude. The quickest way to get into the state that is closest to the desired reality is through gratitude. Catch yourself every day when you're being negative. When you're thinking poorly about someone else, catch yourself and then focus on something that you could feel grateful for. If you see your glass half full, you will see abundance all around you. You will feel light. So try to remember this idea of what I demand will be supplied, right? And so think about prayer and think about how you've used prayer if you pray or if you have prayed. Think about how you might have used prayer in the past. Were you coming from a place of, I already have it and this is great. I know it's on its way to me. Thank you so much. I can create. I'm born a creator. All I have to figure out is how to get out of my own way and live in light and live in abundance and have a grateful heart. Or are you coming from prayer from the negative? And in your state of prayer and in your mind, are you imagining the worst? Are your prayers about other people abundant or are they negative? Are your prayers about yourself and your circumstances abundant or are they negative? Remember, what we supply, we demand. So it makes sense because it works the same way for all of us. It makes sense for us to make sure that what we're supplying is abundant, is joy. That is our birthright because we're all creating all the time. Let's say you're living in a room somewhere or in your sister's basement. You've lost your job. And you want to understand the law of attraction. You're trying to understand how using prayer the right way through the heart space, not through your words, can help you. Sometimes, thinking about this future reality seems so far away. So in terms of vibrations, it's just too far away. But what I like to do is I want to imagine myself moving up on the emotional scale. So if I'm just lost my job, I just got divorced, I'm living with my kids and I'm in their basement and I want to imagine living on my own, maybe with a wonderful future desired mate that is perfect for me. Maybe I have an amazing job or whatever. That's such a far vibration, right? It's such a far reality. And so what I like to do is to help decrease this gap is I try to fill this space with gratitude. Now, if you're alive, that's something to be grateful for. If you can see, something to be grateful for. Your heart's beating, something to be grateful for. Your fingers work, something to be grateful for. You have hair, something to be grateful for. Even if you don't have hair, you have skin, something to be grateful for. Got feet, something to be grateful for. You don't have feet, got a wheelchair, something to be grateful for. So this idea is getting you into a state of gratitude every day, more each day, and that fills up this gap. And now you're not so far away from your future desired reality because what you really want feels great. What you really want feels joyful. What you really want feels abundant. What you really want feels amazing. So the goal is to feel amazing no matter what your situation, a little bit more every day. When you catch yourself having a negative thought, forgive it, forgive yourself, right? Ask the universe for forgiveness and then do better. Focus on something beautiful. Focus on something abundant. When you have a negative thought about someone, remember you're supplying that And that is what you are demanding of the universe. Right. And you have a right to manifest all the joy and all the abundance there is. So I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit more about prayer and how to use it properly. My name is Lisa A. Romano. I'm the Breakthrough Life Coach and best-selling author. If you want to learn more about my online programs and the many resources I have available, including a monthly membership site, you can go to www.lisaaromano.com. Bye for now.